crucial that we speak out against the escalation of the war in Afghanistan at this point. We're at a very dangerous turning point where a president that is perceived as liberal, even progressive, is actually diving into a new war in Afghanistan and expanding it to Pakistan.
Well, we're out here demonstrating now in order to make sure that administrations understand that even though that we have a person in office, that we still have to push them to do the things that people really need to be done, to bring the economy and also bring our troops home immediately, and also take care of the people that need to be taken care of here, like our teachers and our schools and education.
More hopeful for this administration, and so far haven't seen much, but that's why we're getting our voices out.
I'm not ready to judge him at this point because he's only been in office for a short time, but time will tell. And like I said, you know, if it appears that he's not in tune with the people and that he's not going to work for the relief of the people, then we'll have to bring that out and let the people know that we made a mistake. And then we have to work even harder to push forward what's necessary for the people to get the rights that's due them.
To join the demonstration and say, stop the occupation for torture and empire. We're wearing orange jumpsuits. Come join us in the contingent to symbolize the Guantanamo detainees and to demand that Obama stop rendering. He has said, his CIA nominee, Leon Panetta, said he would continue rendition. That's where they send people to other countries to torture them. No, we're saying no torture, period. And we're going to keep demanding that because there is no war on terror. There's a war of terror for empire. And we're denouncing that and demanding people stand up against torture and war.
I think a lot of people are still disenfranchised from the last 8 years, and I wish there was more people here. I feel that there was a lot more momentum when the war started in 2003 in terms of war protests. I think the sole issue right now is the economy in this country, so perhaps more people aren't here to protest but want to focus on that issue, but people must realize that the economy is strongly linked to spending billions overseas in Iraq and Afghanistan.
Spending $1 billion a month on a war and with the neglect of the people, with no relief for the people. So the war is directly linked to this financial crisis. The fact that we don't have the money in the cities and the money's for the people, but we have money for war. It's just just not spiritual. It's a spiritual abomination is what it is. We have to support any effort of the people fighting back against the just constant bombardment from the government to take away human rights. This is a human rights issue. Not only do we want our young men and women back from war, but we also want the war to stop against the people, because it appears to be a war now against people. And so the people have to fight back.
That's one way we can cut this war off, by cutting off the funds to it. It's a major way to say no to the war. To be putting new facts on the ground so that Obama can do the best of what he said he was going to do rather than the worst of what he's likely to do.
This particular sign because I feel that the attacks from Israel on Palestine is just totally wrong. I've seen films of the occupation which will make you cry. I think that the people in Palestine have a right to their own destiny. They don't need to have anybody fencing them in and stopping them from being free. And I've seen it. It's not like something somebody told me. It's one of the most heart-wrenching things you'll ever see in your life, what's going on over in the Gaza Strip, Palestine, and Israel. And I think the United States need to quit supporting that type of genocide.
Getting more involved.
But things seem to have quieted down a little bit as far as the anti-war movement. It seems to be that the immediacy is not there that once was, and being able to take the immediacy out of it lets you reflect on how best to move forward, the wisest choice, instead of just we have to get out. Once it's on the table that yes, we plan on getting out, the question is how to do that. I guess the manner that is best for Americans and best for Iraqis. The focus will shift to Afghanistan, which is a long-term operation, and hopefully focus more on veterans.
Point to war. War is useless. It is outmoded. We can solve our problems at the conference tables. At conference tables, we can stop all war.
With their gray hair and their walkers and those handcuffs on their wrists, won't be next to go to prison like those grannies, old and brave, fearless grannies with their aprons. When will they learn how to behave?
And so new facts on the ground are like the demonstration today, but they're what we do back in our local communities too, to demand that money go to our communities and away from these wars.
It's time for people to rise up, and I think that eventually the people won't have a choice. If things keep going the way that it is, it won't be just thousands, it'll be hundreds of thousands of people taking to the street to fight for what we rightly deserve. It's our human rights that's given to us by God.